Well, good morning, afternoon, or evening, as the case may be in your part of the world. And welcome again to another edition of Ask Zen. It's kind of strange today because, I decided to come out and get in the sun a little bit and relax by the lake. And I've had a couple of really good questions for Ask Zen. This is, good morning, afternoon, or evening, as the case may be in your part of the world. And welcome again to another edition of Ask Zen. It's kind of strange today because, I decided to come out and get in the sun a little bit and relax by the lake. And I've had a couple of really good questions for Ask Zen. This is the first of the newest questions, and I thought they were really good questions. So hopefully I've got the mic set to Zoom so that you can hear me a little bit better, and I'll tackle some of these. The first one comes from I guess it's Eric Winter. It's AERICWINTER. And Aaron asks me, since I've gone through my divorce and with everything that I know now, do I think that you can still find that one person and live your entire life with them? And it's an interesting question. And I do believe that you can. I believe that in this world there is someone for everyone. I think there is a yin to every yang, and he or she is out there. When you find that person in your life, though, is the world doesn't make that information available to you. And you meet a lot of people that almost fit. And you fall in love with them, and you care about them with your whole heart and soul, and it's wonderful, and it's a great thing. Then as time goes on, one thing happens or another thing happens, and they don't treat you the way that you think they should, or you don't treat them the way they think they should, or for whatever reason it just doesn't work out. In some cases you just slowly move apart and discover that this isn't the puzzle piece that really fits. It appeared to fit, with a little bit of forcing, you managed to get it in the puzzle, but when you stood back, the picture just somehow wasn't right. But that's a learning experience, and it's a good thing for you. It's a painful thing very often, especially if they're the one that has decided to leave you. It can be very painful. But it's a good thing. Instead of looking at what you lost, look at the number of years or weeks or days or whatever it happens to be that you felt fulfilled, and life was good and clear, and you thought you knew what you were doing. You made plans on what you were doing with them and sharing your life with them. And that was all a positive experience. But for every yin, there is a yang. For everything that happens, there's a reason. And perhaps during that relationship, you learned something about yourself and about others that you didn't know before. So that was a good thing. And if you two really weren't meant to be together and were making one another's lives miserable, and you just couldn't do it anymore, or they couldn't do it anymore, then it's a good thing that you recognize that and you did something about it in order to change your life, instead of enslaving yourself to years and years and years of being miserable. That's what I believe. I think that along the way, sooner or later, you'll find that person. I think it's in a divine plan, if you will, that sooner or later you will run into that person, and when you do, it'll click. And I'm not saying that it won't take work. It may be someone that you've known all of your life, and you just never looked at them that way before. But eventually it'll click. And it'll be different than any other relationship you've ever had. It'll be different not only because of the good points, but because of the bad points. It'll be different because of the things they do, the things they say, and how you feel about them will be different. And I think when you find that person, and the two of you make a commitment, whatever that commitment is, if it's to live together for the rest of your life, or to get married, and, you know, legally married, or whatever, I think that's a good thing. I think you should make a commitment to one another. You should say, I intend to spend the rest of my life with you. You are important to me, and I appreciate that I am important to you. And you may say that to a number of people before you actually say it to the one that you end up staying with. Secondly, you know, the world's a different place today. I'm 50 years old. It wasn't too many years ago, almost 50. I say 50, and I have a friend that tells me, you're not 50. I think she tells me that because she doesn't want to be 50. But I'm almost 50 years old. And there was a time when this would be the winter of my years. This would be the last days of my life, because that's what life expectancy was then. And so it would be easy for me to come out of high school, spend 5 or 10 years, and meet up with someone, and spend 20 years in marriage with them. And just as the relationship was becoming companionship, it would be the end of our years, and we would pass on, and hopefully they would move on and find someone else to fulfill the needs in their life. It's not like that today. Today, life expectancy of the average male who doesn't smoke and is relatively healthy is somewhere around 75 years. And life expectancy of a female, you guys live longer. Why? I have no idea. Especially with the crap you've got to put up from us. But a female is expected to be 80, 85 years old before she passes away. It might even be higher than that. So that means that if you get out of high school, in 5, 10 years, you meet someone and you fall in love and you stay with them, you know, you're looking at 30, 40, 50, 60 years of being together. Lord help you. And I say Lord in a universal way. So Lord help you, you know. I think it's at some point, you know, right now, I think a relationship goes through a number of different changes, and as those changes happen, your relationship changes, and your thoughts change about that person. And at this point in life, with life expectancy, what it is, maybe you can only put up with someone's bullshit for so long before you have to say, I'm out of here. So, I don't know. I believe in forever. My first one was 22 years, and I'm waiting for my second one. And I know, I believe with every fiber of my being that that person is out there. That person is female in my case, at least as far as I know today. I'm heterosexual. But I don't think it matters if you're, you know, I don't think it matters if they're the same gender as you or they're not the same gender as you. I think love is love, you know. And I don't want to get into the whole legal thing about marriage and church and all of that, but I don't care who that companion is that you find to spend the rest of your life with. I think they're out there. I really do believe that they're out there for everyone. And I believe that there is a divine plan of nature that you will eventually find them. So, I'm going to stop this Ask Zen at this question. She has another question, which I will tackle in another one, about immortality. Thank you very much, Arctic Winter, for your question. I appreciate it. And as always, if anyone has a question, be it big or small, silly or very serious, spiritual or not, feel free. I'm waving to friends as they go by. Feel free to drop me a message here at YouTube, and I'll roll it over. I'll tell you what I think, what I believe. And I don't pretend to have all of the answers. I'm just like you. I'm trying to survive this world and do it in a good way. But I think I found in my life a balance to do that, and to make every day seem not so bad when they're bad, and realize that they're not so good when they seem so good. Until next time, I wish you well and be well. This is Zen Archer.